This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven Sun. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching and participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
Good evening and welcome to this special Wednesday edition of Phatts TV. It is May the 27th. We're doing this Wednesday edition because my dumbass co-host was not around last night.
I got home at exactly 8 o'clock.
I think he forgot last night was Tuesday, actually.
Well, you said to me what day it is, and what was my response?
Friday.
Friday. I have no reason to know what day it is anymore.
Day 73 of quarantine. 73.
Might end soon. Like 7 days or
It's
whatever.
never ending. It's never going to end. Let's just face it. We're going to be on day 5,412 of Phatts TV of quarantine. Don't worry. So
By then you would be a solo person, 'cause
you ain't going back to school.
I moved to a completely different country.
It's all right.
I moved to Canada. Bye.
I will figure out how to do a split screen. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I moved to a place that doesn't have internet.
Oh, I'd love that.
I moved to a place that news travels by mouth.
I'd love that. So, I want to give a shout out, happy birthday to your brother from another mother.
It's not my brother's birthday.
Not your biological brother from another. That's your brother from the same mother.
It's a different day.
Yes, this is your brother from another mother.
Mm.
Your brother Brandon turns 21 today. Did you wish him a happy birthday?
I did.
Okay.
I said, I called him something.
So anyway, I know you're not watching Brandon, and I don't know why, because you're an idiot.
I called him an old sack of poo.
Oh, I told him first round's on me, the rest's on you, is what I said to him.
First round of what?
Alcohol. He's 21.
Good alcohol?
Whatever the hell he wants to drink. I don't care.
You'd be the person, oh, Mike's hard.
He probably would. So, happy birthday, Brandon. This is also, I want to dedicate tonight's...
Can you blame him? No one knows. Exactly.
Huh? What?
She said, can you blame me for not knowing the day? No one knows.
I want to dedicate tonight's show to my dear old dad. Cancer claimed him 14 years ago today. Obviously, a day I'll never forget. I got the phone call at about 3:30 in the morning that he had passed away. I was with him earlier that night. There was a bad thunderstorm that night, too. I remember that. It was a Friday
Where was
night.
I?
You were here. You were at our house. You were 6 at the time.
I was 6,
You were
and I
6
was
at
home
the time.
alone.
No, you were not home alone. Your mother was there.
She lived here still when I was 6?
We weren't living here. We were living in Fritztown at the time. And yes.
We were still in Fritztown when I was 6?
Yes.
That had to be this... We moved that summer then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we moved in July. Yes. So anyway, just like to talk a little bit about my dear old dad. He was a good guy, led a pretty simple life. Never made a lot of money. He was a salesman. Owned his own business, which he let me get involved with after I graduated college. And we were together for about a little more than 6 years, almost 7 years, I believe it was. Then we went our separate ways, and he sold the business. And he retired, and then shortly thereafter, he got cancer. And he lasted about 6 months. and he passed away. He had lung cancer. He was a smoker. He liked to drink a lot. He was interesting when he drank because he barely ate. He would eat like one meal a day, pretty much.
This is how that works.
This was later on in life. You know, when I was young, you know, when he and my mom were still married, you know, you led the typical, you know, life of a married person. He went to work, he came home, he supported the house. You know, mom cooked dinner, and he would typically play games with me when I was young. We used to play a lot of different card games, a lot. And then, of course, we watched sports. We were always watching, especially like during hockey season. We were always watching. Or on Saturdays, we were watching bowling before Wide World of Sports would come on a Saturday when bowling was on a Saturday. He was a bowler. Wasn't a very good bowler, but he was a bowler nonetheless. So was your grandmother. But you know, after my parents got divorced and he moved back to this area, he grew up in the Centerport area. Once my parents got divorced, I was living in the northern part of the state. He moved back down here, and he eventually started his own business. And you know, life just kind of got to him after a while, and he started to drink a little more and a little more. And he was interesting when he was drinking. He would either be a nasty fuck, or he'd be interesting.
Explain.
I'm glad you said that. He had this saying. And I don't know if I should show the hand gesture that he made, but I guess I should because it kind of goes with it. He used to go, "You see this, boy? You see this? You know what that is?" "Yeah, Dad. I know what that is." "What is it?" "Well, I'm not gonna say it, Dad. It's, you know." He goes, "That's the most fucking expensive piece of property you'll ever come across, son." He was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. You have a story or two about him. He had a hunting cabin, and he used to take you up there a couple times a year.
We're picking up sticks.
Yeah, that was the game you guys used to play. Picking up sticks.
Yeah, chore. A chore that he had to do, but I liked doing. We did that every morning. Went to the shed, got some corn.
Got some corn on the cob.
Put it on the little metal sticks. Well,
Yep.
I would hand it to him.
Yes.
And then we go pick up sticks.
Yep.
And maybe rake some leaves, depending on the time of the year.
Yep.
That was pretty
Yep.
much.
So why were you putting corn on the metal pieces there?
For the deer.
For the deer.
They'd come eat them, and then that night we would watch to see for the deer.
Yeah.
Watch to see if they'd come and get them. And every night they did.
And, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. So, you know, he and my uncle who passed away earlier this year, when he turned 90, they were the ones that taught me how to shoot a gun.
That's something I've never done.
Well,
Shot a weapon.
you're going to be soon, by the way. You told me when you turned 21 you're going to get your license.
Yeah.
So you're going to... What are you going to do? Just get a gun and never do anything with it? I think
I
you
should
better
probably
learn how to load it and shoot it.
I'm going to get a Colt.
Get whatever you want. I don't
Actually,
care.
if I get a Colt, that'd be kind of expensive.
Get a muzzle loader. See if that...
Is it legal to own a musket?
A muzzle loader, not a musket.
I want a musket.
Well, it's probably legal to own, but I don't know if you're going to find one in shooting ability. But they probably still could hunt with a muzzle loader. My dad used to always hunt deer with during muzzle loader season. The good old days, dear old Dad. Miss you, Dad. Like I said, 14 years ago. I hope you're up there, not down there. But you're probably up there. I know you're looking down at us every day, and I hope I make you proud. God only knows if I do or I don't, though. That's how it was.
So last show, you said you were going to spend your social distancing.
I did.
Did you do that?
I managed to social distance the entire 3 days.
I think you social distanced every day since, too.
Pretty much.
And then there's me who goes outside every day.
Yeah, well, I go outside every day for a walk. I go out, for about an hour.
And you could
or a
probably
little
see
more.
my face might be a little red today.
Yeah, your face is a little red. Yeah.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah.
Spending time on the lake. Or
spending
near the
time
lake.
on the lake. Yeah.
I wish we had a boat or something.
Had a boat.
Or kayaks.
Had a boat.
Or kayaks. Or
What lake were you at?
Blue Marsh.
Blue Marsh. Blue Marsh Lake.
Kind of a gross lake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the cleanest of lakes.
Well,
out there.
it was kind of built on
I mean,
farmland.
most of it is like algae and just dirt.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like gross things. It's just kind of earth.
Well, the Army Corps of Engineers came in and made the lake after the tropical storm, or I guess it was a tropical storm by then, once it hit up here, Agnes, back in 72, right before I was born. A couple weeks before I was born.
Yeah, so invest in a boat.
Invest in a boat. I had a boat when we used to camp.
See, where's that boat?
Where's the boat?
So I can go put it in the water and enjoy a day on the
It's
lake.
right next to my horse out back.
And where's the fishing rods? Because I kind of wanted to do that too.
Well, you're going to need a license. You're at that age. You would need a
I
license.
need a license to fish?
Yes, you need a license to fish. Yes.
What?
So you need a license for everything these days.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. You need a license to hunt. You need a license.
I know I need a license to hunt.
Yeah. So, speaking of, weekend, I don't know if you saw the guy who's probably going to be the Democratic nominee for president came out of his basement on Monday to lay a wreath. He came out of his basement. First time in a couple months, he came out of his basement. Apparently, he saw his shadow and ran right back into the basement. 6 more weeks of quarantine. Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny when I thought of it. He saw his shadow. You don't get it, do you? Puxatani Phil. He saw his shadow.
Yes, I know what you're talking
Joe
about.
Biden saw his shadow and he ran back inside. 6 more weeks of quarantine. Yes. I thought that was kind of funny. You were supposed to laugh at that.
I thought it was kind of
Yeah.
corny.
So he was doing an interview today with Comrade Wolf. Of course, Comrade Wolf endorsed him, and if you happen to see the video, it's interesting.
2 butt wipes.
Yeah, two butt wipe. A couple interesting things. Speaking of butt, thank you for the lead-in. If you go back and listen to the interview, at some point, somebody farts. It's very easy to hear in the interview. And Biden was talking, I was here. It was like a double barrel thing.
Are you sure it was one of them two, not somebody in the back?
Who knows who it was? But
somebody
farted. And one of the things, if you don't know your history, and you may not know this, but I did, that at one time the land where Delaware is used to belong to the state of Pennsylvania. You didn't know that, did you?
No.
No.
Delaware's the first state.
Well, it is. It is the first state. Interesting. He was talking about when Delaware declared its independence from Pennsylvania on December the 7th, which according to Joe Biden was also D-Day. Didn't know December the 7th was D-Day. I thought June the 6th was D-Day.
I was about to say, December the 7th is not D-Day.
Yeah. I thought June the 6th was D-Day. I thought December the 7th was Pearl Harbor Day. By the way, if you Google, Delaware claimed its independence from Pennsylvania on June the 15th, 1776. June 15th, not December 7th, not June 6th.
Close.
That's Joe for you. Attaboy, Joe.
Doesn't even know his own U.S. history.
Attaboy, Joe. You make Scranton proud, let me tell you. You make Scranton proud. I noticed today, I wanted to look to see how many nursing home deaths there are in Pennsylvania now. You can't find that stat anymore on the Department of Health's website. They took it down. It's
Don't
not
they
there
have to
anymore.
publish that?
They have a publish of all the nursing homes of how many people died in each nursing home in the state. So if you want to sit there and add them all up, because it's a PDF, so you can't even download it. Like if it was an Excel, you could download it and just do a simple formula. But for those that only had like 1 through 4, they put an asterisk there now. So it could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Only 5 or more have, Manor Care in Sinking Spring, by the way, had 44. 44 people died at Manor Care in Sinking Spring.
I thought that was Phoebe.
No, that's a different
Oh, that's
place.
Sinking Spring, not Warnersville.
That's a different place.
I don't even
Manor
know
Care's a nursing
I don't even know
rehab,
where.
rehab center. Yeah,
where
44 people have died at Manor Care. That's disgusting. That's absolutely freaking disgusting. Disgusting! Did you hear Cuomo today, by the way? Cuomo went and visited the White House to beg for money. And his thing now is, first he blamed, he signed this order months ago that said, COVID-19 patients have to go to the nursing home. Then he tried to blame Trump for it. Now today he was blaming the nursing homes for it. He said the nursing homes didn't want him. They should have said something to me. Huh? I don't think so, Cuomo. I don't think that's kind of how it works, Mr. Nipple Boy. Nipple Ring.
Nipple boy.
I think as he was, given that interview, he was doing this with his nipple rings, nipple studs or whatever the hell they're called.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got, we already picked on Cuomo, we picked on Comrade Wolf, and we picked on Joe Biden.
I like how you call him Comrade Wolf.
Comrade Wolf. Well, he said today, he goes, I'm going to allow these things to happen. He's going to allow things to happen. Well, thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you for allowing us peasants to go do stuff, Your Majesty. As you're on your knees in front of your Shim health director. Facing Shim. Ew. It's a bad image. Don't do a visual
Rachel.
of that. Yeah, Rachel. Richard. Yeah.
Either.
Yeah. So speaking of another Joe.
I don't know another Joe.
Yes, you do. You know a lot of Joes. Your uncle's name is Joe.
Joseph.
But that's not the Joe we're going to talk
Is his name Joseph or Joe?
He's Joseph Paul Casero Jr. Or no, the third. Junior.
See, so it's Joseph,
Junior.
not Joe. I don't know a Joe. I know Joseph.
Let's talk about Joe Scarsborough. Joe Scarsborough. Do you know who Joe Scarsborough is? You don't know who Joe Scarsborough is, do you?
You told me something about him yesterday.
Yeah, Joe Scarsborough. Joe Scarsborough used to be a representative from the 1st District of Florida back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I was a fan of Joe Scarsborough back then. He was a rising star in the Conservative Party. That's back when John Kasich was a rising star. Now John Kasich became a freaking idiot. Being governor of Ohio kind of went to his head. Now he's Mr. Immigration. We got to give all these people amnesty. No, we don't. We got to send them back to where they came from because they came to this country illegally. We gotta give them amnesty. No, we don't. We kick them out the fuck out of the country. So anyway. So Joe Scarsborough gets reelected for whatever time. Now, by the way, he in the 1st District of Florida. That's Trump country. That's the western, like up near the Panhandle. That's Trump country. That's his country. Those are his people up there. Matt Gaetz, is that how you say his last name, is the representative out of there now? Big Trump supporter. But anyway, so Joe won whatever term he was in, and then like 5 weeks after the election, he just mysteriously quit. He quit. He just quit. I actually remember this, because I liked the guy. He just mysteriously quit. What the hell? Well, here it turns out that they found a body in his office. A body of a 20-some-year-old, I think she was 21 or something like that, intern. A body. She was dead. Dead. She had no life. She was dead. She was dead. Now, apparently, according to the medical examiner, who was previously fired from his job in a different state and eventually got fired from his job in Florida, and who eventually got arrested because they found body parts on his property. He said that she had a heart arrhythmia and she fell and hit her head. Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. You believe that one? Had a heart arrhythmia, fell and hit her head. Okay.
You wouldn't die from hitting your head.
She.
I just said you wouldn't die.
Well, I wouldn't because there's nothing up there.
But I don't know if you physically could die. If I were to just stand and go from falling, I don't think I could hit physically something that's blunt and die.
So needless to say, the case just goes away. Nothing ever happens to Joe. And Joe's out there, and when he winds up getting divorced. And then all of a sudden he gets this show on MSNBC called Morning Joe. Him and Mika. Mika, whose father used to be part of the Carter administration. He was the one that authored the Trilateral Commission, by the way. I'll let you guys look that up, what that is. He's a Polak. I could say that because I'm a Polak. You're a Polak. I'm a Polak. She's a Polak. Wouldn't you like to be a Polak too? Wouldn't you? That's from the Dr. Pepper commercial.
What's a Polak?
You're from Poland. You got Polish descent in you.
A little bit.
It's a derogatory term, but I could say it because I'm Polish.
I'm sort of Polish.
Your great-grandfather's last name ended in ski, so you're a Pole.
I still think it's funny how we're German and Polish. It just
And Italian.
It's just kind of funny to me because
And
they all
Italian.
kind of hate each other.
And Italian. So anyway, so he all of a sudden he gets this show. Now, like, why the hell would a conservative end up getting a show on MSNBC? So, I gave the show a shot. I watched it a few times, and he brought his conservative views to the show. But as time goes by, he became more and more and more progressive in his tone. Progressive. Now he's full-blown progressive. Now, I don't know if he feels that way, if that's what his politics is. Maybe that was always his politics, but he had to pretend to be a conservative because he was from Trump country. The western panhandle of Florida, very conservative. Or maybe to work at MSNBC because he signed his big contract, he has to act like this. There's a lot of former conservatives that work at that station that all of a sudden act like this. So they like to spew these conspiracy theories about Trump and spew these half-truths about Orange Man. Orange Man bad. TSR, Trump, TDS. Trump derangement syndrome. Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. You want to say it? Orange Man bad.
Orange Man good.
Orange Man bad. So, finally, Trump fires back. He actually fired back like 3 years ago. And then it died down, and now it's resurfaced. He wants to discuss this girl that died. Brings it back up. Oh, if you guys could say this shit about me, I'm going to say this shit about you, Joe. So he brings it back up again. He said it, when he was running for president back in 2016, and then it died off. And now he's resurrecting it again, Mr. Scarsborough. So when he brings it back up the next day, Mika, Joe, I believe, was not on the show that day. He took the day off. Mika was, and she went, point of personal privilege. Point of personal privilege. The camera got close in, and it came in there and goes, Trump's a sick man. He's a sick man. Trump's a sick man. No, he's not. He's not a sick man. He's not a sick. You're a sick man, Mika. He's not a sick man. He's just doing the same shit you guys do. Every day. Every day. You and Communist News Network, CNN, do the same shit every goddamn day. Every day. Say it. Every day.
Ow.
Oh, wimp. Wimpy.
I have sunburn there.
Say it. Every day.
Every day.
Say you do this shit every day.
Every day.
So now Trump is getting it back. Where's
Back
my hammer?
scratcher?
I put the hammer away.
Wait. Butt scratcher.
That's funny. That's funny. Every day they do this stuff. Now, let's go back in time to when Kavanaugh was Trump's Supreme Court pick. Remember that lady, Ford, I believe was her last name? There was this thing like, he raped her at a party, blah, 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 blah. And what were all the Democrats saying? What was Morning Joe saying? What was Mika saying? What was the Communist News Network, CNN, saying? Well, if he didn't do it, he should welcome an investigation. Because he's innocent, he should welcome this investigation. Well, guess what, Joe Scarsborough from MSNBC? You should welcome an investigation if you're innocent, shouldn't you? Shouldn't we play by the Democrats' rules, shouldn't we? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, we should play by the Democrats' rules. If they want to say, if he's innocent, we should welcome an investigation, I say the same thing about you, Joe. The same freaking thing about you, Joe. Welcome an investigation. Let's exhume the body. Let's see how she really died, Joe. Let's see it, Joe. What are you afraid of, Joe? Huh? Are you afraid of Mika? Does Mika strap one on and shove it up your bunghole every night? If you look at Mika, you kind of wonder. Joe! Yes, you can get an amen. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Straps one on. So anyway. So of course, now this is all over Twitter. They're hammering Orange Man bad. Hammering Orange Man bad. So the other thing the D's want to do, the progressives want to do they want to have our next election by mail-in ballot. Mail-in. By the way, our primary is next Tuesday, June the 2nd. You, as a Pennsylvanian, have the right to go to your polling place and vote. You do not have to vote by mail-in. You shouldn't vote by mail-in. If you could go to Walmart, if you could go to Target, you can't go to your local hardware store, at least not Wilmelsdorf. But if you could go to Walmart, you could go to Target, you could go to Giant, you could go to Reddish, you could sure the hell go to your voting place and vote. And you better do it that way. Don't do it by mail-in. Now, if you're immunely compromised, yes, of course, you should. But if you're not, you gotta do your freedom. I will freaking crawl the 3/4 of a mile to my polling place if I have to vote. I ain't voting by mail. You ain't voting by mail. We're going to our polling place. You better freaking believe it. I'll wear a mask, sure. I have no problem wearing a mask. I have no problem with it. Even though I don't think I have COVID-19, the beer bug. I'm like, I do. I feel fine. But who knows? So to protect people, I'll wear my mask. By the way, did you see Alyssa Milano's mask? Did you see that? You don't know who Alyssa Milano is. She's an actress. So she posts on Twitter. She's of course anti-Orange Man. She said
Aren't basically all actors.
Most of them, except for James Woods. She said, I want to see a picture of your mask. She was wearing a crochet mask. A mask of yarn that had holes in it. Someone want to tell me how that's going to stop the spread of COVID-19 in your yarn mask that has holes in it? Huh? So anyway, Trump says, come hell or high water, we will not be doing mail-in ballots this year to elect a president. Which, by the way, there is, from 1994-ish, Jerry Nadler, who was one of the House lawyers who was on the case to impeach the president, saying, how mail-in ballots are bad. You can't trust mail-in ballots. They could be rigged very easily. You also have Debbie Wasserman Schultz from, I believe, 4 years earlier than that. On a CNN interview. You could look it up if you go to my Twitter page. I have links to both of those interviews. Well, the Nadler one wasn't an interview. It was actually when he was in a committee in the House. But the Wasserman Schultz was actually an interview with CNN. And she says, I don't trust mail-in balloting. They're ripe with fraud. So you have these two Democrats. I wonder what those Democrats would say now. I bet they would be all for it now, wouldn't they be? Because whatever gives them the power. I think Palpatine was a progressive. I really do. I think Palpatine was a progressive. Emperor Palpatine was definitely a progressive. So anyway.
But he's a really good villain.
He is so is Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi isn't an actor or a character in Star Wars.
So anyway, Trump, basically tweets because he loves Twitter. He's like, we're going to do that. We're not going to have this come. And Twitter decides to put a little thing at the bottom of his tweet saying, get the facts about mail-in voting. Oh boy, Twitter, you really stepped in it by doing that. By the way, if you click on that thing, it brings you to a CNN article. The Communist News Network.
What, so putting a link is what it...
Yeah.
Is that what they screwed up about?
Yeah, oh yeah. They really fucked
So
up.
the link, so if they didn't have the link, they would be fine.
Yeah, they would be fine. But, people are saying, Oh, they could do that. It's their platform. Exactly. They consider themselves a platform. A platform. They fall under certain rules as a platform. By doing what they did last night, now they're not really considered a platform. They're considered a publisher. A publisher. And by now, you have to follow different rules if you're a publisher. So now every time they take down somebody's content, every time they've shadow banned somebody, every time they don't allow you people to see your tweets, they're now subject to lawsuits. You freaking stepped in shit, Twitter, by what you did, by just putting a link in a tweet. You really screwed up. By the way, their stock fell $5 a share today. $2 in market, and like $2.50 in market and $2.50 aftermarket. Trump says he's going to sign an executive order. You stepped in it, Jack from Twitter. It's a shame your name's not Joe. That would be so perfect if your name was Joe. I know you guys don't understand. I don't really understand that. But look it up. They are under the protections of a platform. By doing what they did, they're not considered a platform. They're considered a publisher. Now they have a different set of rules. By the way...
Do you think they know that?
You would hope that they would. By the way, the guy that's in charge, the head of their content department, the department that says whether that your tweet's going to be taken down because it goes against their standards. I wrote his name down. His name is Yoel Roth. Yoel Roth. Look up Yoel Roth's tweets sometimes. He talks about the racists in flyover country. And he talks about Nazis being in the White House now that Orange Man Bad is there. And that's the Twitter head of their compliance department. Yoel. Jack, fire Yoel. Fire Yoel. Fire Yoel. It sounds weird, doesn't it?
How do you spell that?
Yoel. Yoel.
Why do I have a feeling it's not Yoel?
I'm pronouncing it Yoel.
Why do I have a feeling it's like Yol?
Yol? Okay, fire Yol.
I don't know.
I just figured it's Noel with a Y.
Yoel?
Yes. Yoel Roth. Look it up. You'll see his tweets. Yeah, very, very sufferer from TDS. Orange Man Bad. Orange Man Bad. Yeah. So our friends at CNN.
PronounceNames.com.
PronounceNames.com. Okay.
Yoel.
See, I was right. Yoel. Yoel. The first Yoel. He was an asshole.
It's a Spanish name.
He was a content person at Twitter who deserves to be fired. Yoel. So CNN did this thing. I don't know what state they were in yesterday. And their guy was wearing a mask. Wearing a mask. And he was talking about all the people. Oh, look at all these people here not wearing a mask. All these people here not wearing a mask. All these people around here not wearing a mask. And then some guy shows up with his phone who wasn't wearing a mask. And he goes, well, your cameraman's not wearing a mask either. He caught him completely off guard. I don't know if he was, I think it was from CNN. He might have been from MSNBC. He goes, yeah, my cameraman's not wearing a mask either. Because he got completely off guard. Busted! Busted! This is what they do. There was, like, one time there was this rainstorm, and there was this chick in a canoe. And, like, saying all this flooding, and then in the same shot behind it, there was just these guys walking in, like, not even water up to their knees. But, yeah, there was, like, 10 feet of flooding. Houses were underwater. This is what they do. The news networks try to control the narrative. They try to control the narrative. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
It's
a hockey place.
It is a hockey place. Minnesota. Little trouble up in Minnesota right now.
Why? What's wrong?
Little trouble. Black guy died.
Oh, I saw this.
That guy died.
Yeah, he was like stepped on,
Yeah.
and he said he couldn't breathe,
Yep.
and basically,
Yep.
the cop kind of just didn't care.
Yeah, very bad. Very bad. Now there's a lot of looting now in the town. A lot of looting. I tell you what, if I was a business owner in that town of Minnesota, whatever town they're in Minnesota, you come looting in my town, I shoot you. I would be in my store, I would have a gun, and I would shoot you. Kind of like if anybody tries to break into my house. You better be quicker on the gun than I am, because you're dead. I will kill you if you break into my house. So don't try to break into my house. You better be quicker on the gun than I am, because you're dead. If you try to break into my house. Be the same thing. If I was in I think it's in Minneapolis, whatever town they're in. You try to loot my store, I shoot you. I have the right. You came into my property, trying to steal, trying to hurt me. I have the right to shoot you. Now, let's talk about this travesty. I'm not going to defend the cops, that's for sure. Certainly will not defend the cops. But this is all I'm going to say, and this goes back to how the news frames the narrative. All you're seeing, supposedly there's two videos. There's two videos of the guy there's a video of the guy being arrested, and there's another video of what you're seeing on the news where the cop has his knee on the guy's neck, which he shouldn't be doing. Absolutely not. But what happens between the two? That's the part we don't know. I'll guarantee you the cops probably have a camera on their body somewhere, or at least the dash cam of the camera of their car. So let's wait. The FBI is there investigating. Hopefully they do unbiased and unbiased, investigation. They'll see the whole video, and if the guy deserves to be charged, I hope he gets charged with, at the minimum, involuntary manslaughter, at the maximum, second or third degree murder, because that's what it looks like. But let's just wait. But you have these what Will Cow on the Patriot Channel on Sirius likes to say. He likes to call them minority whores, or no, that's not what he calls them. What did he call them? Something like that. Like Sharpton and what Jesse Jackson was back in the day. They just swoop in and they like to fan the flames before all the information comes out. And that's what our news networks like to do. Just calm down. Let's wait. If it was a black cop with a white guy, I'd be saying the same thing. I'm not racist in the least bit. I have black friends. I have brown friends. My next door neighbor, I love my next door neighbor. He's from Puerto Rico. I love him. He's an awesome guy. Just wait and tell the story. There's no need to be looting towns, people. No need. But that's what the news does. They fan the flames. That's what people like Al Sharpton does. They fan the flames. Jesse Jackson, they fan the flames. I could have done this show without you. You don't say anything.
What do you want me to say?
Have an opinion about something. We're going to do a show one time where I'm just going to shut up and you're going to talk for the entire hour.
I'm not going to have anything to
Well, you
talk
better
about.
come prepared.
All right. Well, we got to wait for something to come back on sports-wise.
We're going to do a whole show about soccer.
About the Bundesliga.
About football.
When we just start reading stats, will my predictions on games?
Yes. Yes. What else do I have written down here? So, Comrade Wolf. It's all a political show tonight.
I mean, we could talk. We don't have to call him Comrade Wolf.
Oh, we're calling him Comrade Wolf.
We can call him Der Fuhrer.
The Fuhrer.
The Fuhrer
I thought
Wolf.
about that when I was, writing a comment on Facebook earlier today. But I didn't want to offend any
Could.
Jewish.
I'm trying to think of maybe not like a higher than a general,
There's not much higher than a general.
or
Well, you think of a name, I'm just going to go with Comrade right now. So, he's back out with his plan to reopen Pennsylvania. And how he wants to get people back to work is he wants to raise that minimum wage. Wants to start it at 12 and then take it to 15 in a year or two. Sounds great, doesn't it?
No.
Doesn't it?
No.
Doesn't it? Sounds great. Sounds wonderful. Let's talk about that. So the teenager that works at McDonald's is going to get a raise to $15 an hour. Or the teenager that washes dishes at the restaurant is going to get a raise to $15 an hour. Or the guy who hands out the putter at the local miniature golf course is going to get paid $15 an hour. So let's take McDonald's for a second. Assuming they keep everybody, which they would probably get rid of 2/3 of their staff. How much is it going to cost for a Big Mac? What does it cost? Like $3.79 now? $4.79?
$4.79.
What's it going to be? About $7-8 for a Big Mac now? How much is it going to cost to play miniature golf? $12 a round?
You could play for like $6 now.
Yeah, it's going to cost, what, $12? Because the guy handing you the orange ball or the black ball or the yellow ball or the red ball or the blue ball or the green ball is getting paid $15 an hour.
You can go play shells for like $6.50.
Right. Well, now it'll be $12.50.
I wouldn't play anymore.
Exactly. So, we're going to pay all these people in these jobs where they shouldn't be making $12 to $15 an hour. We're going to pay them $12 to $15 an hour. Do you think people that are getting paid 16, 17, 18, or 19 gonna want to do their job for 16, 17, 18? No, they're gonna want a raise. Because why? Because they're not going to be able to afford to live now on 16, 17, 18, $19 an hour because all the prices have to rise because the poor schmuck at McDonald's has to make $15 an hour to flip a freaking hamburger.
I got a name.
What?
Mirza.
Mirza?
It means, it's from the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
It means Prince of the Blood.
Mirza Wolf.
Mirza Wolf.
Spell that.
Mirza.
Mirza.
Mirza Wolf.
I'll never
Prince of
remember
the Blood, Ottoman
anyway.
Empire. There you go.
But anyway. That's why we have you. Yes.
That can't really offend anyone, I don't think.
I still like comments.
It's just a royal... Like, I just looked up, like, high-ranking
Okay.
names around the world.
Okay. I need a haircut.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't we tell you...
I don't know. My sister who doesn't want to come on here anymore, like I never see, like she just like dropped off the face of the earth. Doesn't like watch the show anymore.
I'm growing like a mullet back here. If you see my post on Instagram, like my hair hangs out like 2 inches past my hat.
Sorry to hear that. I saw that. Actually, when you came in today wearing a hat,
Did you like the quote?
Your hair? No, I didn't see your Instagram post. I saw how the hair comes out of your hat.
Yeah, it's just, I'm starting to look like Ricky Fowler.
Well, actually, you look like you're like a stock car driver from the '80s. Is what you look like.
Well, my hairstyle kind of, I just kind of push it back at this point.
You look like Darryl Waltrip from the '80s. After he runs a race, and then they put the hat on.
Daryl.
I'm not saying feature-wise you look like him, but your hair, because their hair is sweaty and stuff, and it sticks out of their hat because they wore a helmet and stuff. No, that's him with short hair. You got to get him with longer hair. Back in his 80s days. But anyway, so don't you think the people who make 16, 17, 18, 19, $20 an hour are going to want to raise? Hell, I'm not going to tell you what I make, but I make more than that an hour. I'm going to want to raise. I'm going to want to raise, too. You see, Comrade Wolf, how this doesn't work? No, that's Michael Waltrip. Oh. You see how this doesn't work, Comrade Wolf? Why the people at McDonald's can't be making $15 an hour? Why the guy who's the Walmart greeter can't be making $15 an hour? The guy who's handing...
What do you mean? That's like the dream job. Welcome to Walmart. Now get your shit and get out.
I would love to say that to people.
You gotta say that in Spanish.
I don't know how to say that in Spanish.
I don't even know how to say welcome in Spanish.
I don't know. But anyway, so now you can understand why we can't raise the minimum wage to $12 to $15. It just doesn't work economically. So now everybody else is going to have to get a raise, and now we're all in the same boat all over again. I don't understand you people. I know most people in this country are pretty stupid and they can't figure that shit out. But I know the people that watch this show aren't. I know I got smart, intelligent fans that watch this show. My co-host may not be smart and intelligent, but I know the people that watch this show are.
Got it. Bienvenida a Walmart. Ahora saca tu mierda y sal.
Does that mean get your shit and get out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bienvenida a Walmart. Ahora saca tu mierda y sal. Welcome to Walmart. Now get your shit and get out.
That's not bad. You gotta probably play that a little closer to the microphone so
All
people
right.
can hear it.
No. Alright, so we got this.
Welcome to Walmart. Now get your shit and get out.
And then...
Bienvenida a Walmart. Ahora saca tu mierda y sal.
There you go. So if you want to say that to somebody at Walmart, see what they do to you. see if they understand what you said, because I'm Google Translate. Who even knows if that's
Well,
right?
the Walmart and why I'm missing people are going to certainly understand you. The Walmart out on 5th Street, they're going to understand. The Walmart down in Elverson, probably not.
Please post your Instagram name so we can follow you. No.
What is my Twitter name? I think it's just JDA72.
Is it still J to the A?
It's like JDA 1972.
Your
or
Instagram,
JDA
J
72.
to the A?
I've never posted a thing on Instagram. I just have one.
I'm not even sure if you follow me anymore.
I think you blocked me or something like that.
No way.
My Facebook, or my Twitter, is... I mean, you'll see my Phatts logo. JDA72. JDA72. It says PA Phatts. It's got my Phatts logo. JDA72. I don't post very much on there, but I follow. That's where I like to get a lot of my news from. Until I go to a different site. Once Orange Man Bad goes to a different site, and we're gonna shut the hell Twitter. We're gonna shut Twitter down. We're gonna get rid of Jack. You're gonna be gone, Jack. Cause you're a piece of Jack shit, Jack. What are you looking up now?
See if I had you blocked on Instagram.
Do
I
you?
don't.
Actually, I don't think you do because I did see your picture. But I thought
Yeah, I edited it so the
thought
water looks blue, not green.
I thought you unfollowed me or like made me unfollow you or something.
Yeah, it's not hard to do.
I know. I thought
It's
you
called
did.
block, unblock. And you can't follow me. Fats 99 I found, but nothing on it.
That's nice. If that's my Instagram, yes, because I've never posted on Instagram. But my Twitter is JDA72.
Fats 99.
I don't know if Fats 99 is Twitter or Instagram.
I thought it was J to the A. Oh, no, it is Fats 99.
There you go. And there's nothing.
You
there.
do follow me.
There you go.
You're following 75 people and you have 73 followers.
Cool.
And your profile picture is still the sperm.
The sperm. That was me when I was young.
You do follow me. I don't follow you.
Well, it's not like I post anything.
No,
I've never
zero.
made a post.
Zero posts.
Because I don't use Instagram. I just use it to follow people. I use it to spy on people. Twitter. More active on Twitter. But I'm more active on Facebook.
So we're the opposite. I use Instagram every day. I think I use Twitter like once a week.
Because you're young. Old people don't use, like, you know, you're young. You use Instagram, you use Snapchat, you use whatever
Facebook.
else.
I use Facebook.
Not much.
Actually, I go on it probably about 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. at
Yeah,
least.
but you don't really post anything.
No. I share some stuff that I like.
I mean, most of your posts are tagged, you're tagged from me.
That or I share something soccer related or something Star Wars
Yes.
related or whatever.
Yes. So who's watching us right now? Like, the only person that's commentating or that's saying anything tonight is Christine. I mean, I got 66 people watching. Like, who the hell are the rest of you? Seriously, who are
I mean 6,600.
you? Yeah, sorry. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? You tired? Am I boring you?
I'm relaxed.
You're relaxed. Are you full because of dinner?
I really didn't eat that much.
Oh, ooh, we had a good dinner.
I ate half a sandwich and 2 slices of pizza.
I made good meatloaf this week. Meatloaf's good. That meatloaf is freaking banging. Great meatloaf.
Yeah.
Message me if you want the recipe. It's not my recipe. I found it online. It's a great freaking recipe.
It's like 4 items.
It is not.
6. Sorry.
Now you're going to make me look it up.
It's meat.
It's meat.
Onion
true.
salt.
It is meat.
Ketchup.
It is meat.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar is in the topping.
Oh,
It is
pomegranate,
beef,
whatever.
breadcrumbs, onion or onion powder or onion salt, milk, egg, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, parsley, salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and the topping is ketchup, brown sugar, and wine vinegar.
And then you just bake it for a while.
55 minutes minimum. Mine's usually a little longer. For some reason, either my temperature thermometer is off, but it never cooks past 150 degrees at 55 minutes. So I usually got to leave it in like 65 minutes.
Cool.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, is there anything anybody wants to say before we leave?
Hi.
Hi. We'll be on again Friday. I got to find something to talk about on Friday, which will be day 75 of quarantine.
Oh, we're almost at 100. Getting there.
I don't think I'm going to be like back to work, like working in the office anytime soon.
I just want to make sure I can go to school in August.
Yeah, June the 15th, I saw that they were going to make a final decision.
And
You're going.
let's have sports with people.
There's no doubt in my mind
Well,
you're going.
I want to go if we have sports with people.
Yeah. I actually did read an article from the Collegian last night that basically said they would expect at least 25% of the student population not to go back the semester if they do it all online. So
Nobody wants to deal with that crap.
right. So I really don't think they're going to want to do it online. Especially because Center County is going green anyway.
In like 2 days.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, can we just go back? Can we just start this semester now?
I wish you would. Get you out of my house.
The problem is my lease doesn't start for 3 months.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't start till like 3... It's like 3 months from now.
You know, it's
Think about that.
the summer months. You could sleep outside.
It's like August like 20th I can move in.
Yeah.
It's only 3 months away.
I won't be shedding a tear, let's put it that way.
You didn't shed a tear last time
Well, yeah, but, you know,
when you saw me in like 2 months.
I partied like a rock star in those 2 months.
Right. Did you bring over the old lady from the scoop?
No, she was, you probably brought her up to State College, though.
What? Why?
I partied like a rock star. Celebrate good times.
I mean,
Come on.
You probably sat here, watched Penn State
It's a
basketball, watched them blow a
celebration.
20-point lead, and went upstairs to bed.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
You watched Penn State
Celebrate.
basketball to see if I was on the TV.
I did. Every game that they were on, I did watch.
And pretty much-
to see if I did see it the one time.
I was pretty much in the same area spot every game.
Well, I mean, it helped that you told me you were next to this big tall guy. That was kind of easy
In
to
red.
see it then. It was very easy to
Look
see
for the
then.
hat.
Yes. That's the game did they win that game?
Who did they play?
I don't know.
That was...
I think that's the
That
game
was Illinois.
Yeah, that's the
We
game that
lost
they
that
had.
game. That was
I thought-
Illinois.
I thought that was the game that they had a big lead and lost it and then ended up winning.
Rutgers?
Was it
That wasn't
Rutgers?
Rutgers.
Okay.
Rutgers, I was right of midfield.
Midfield.
Mid-court.
Midfield.
Half court. That game I was left of half court. I think that was Illinois. That was the game I stood outside for about 2 hours before the game.
Yes.
I did
and,
that like
and they
3
had a
times.
big lead in that game and lost.
And the worst one was Michigan State, where we
Yes.
scored 49 points in the first half and ended up with less than 70.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Well, it's not like it really matters. They didn't, wasn't an NCAA tournament.
Which is also extremely disappointing. Because there was a chance we could have done good in it.
and there's a chance you would have went out in the first round.
I don't know about that.
Well,
we would have
'cause
been like
especially
a 4 seed.
especially if you were a 5 seed. You had
We were going to be a 4, 5, or 6,
Would have had the
actually.
dreaded 5-12 matchup, and you probably would have lost to somebody like Belmont or something like that. Or
There was a real good chance, like, in February that we could have had
a 2 seed.
a 2 seed.
Yes, I remember that.
And then we lost, like, 3
It's
straight
like they were
games.
like crap after that.
We lost to Northwestern. That just says it all right there.
Yes. Yeah, at least it was at Northwestern. So anyway, like hockey did basically finalize their 2014 playoff. They are doing it. The first round is 5. It's best out of 5.
I saw a meme of that. That was so funny. It was a movie. It was a World War II movie, and it was basically like saying that like everybody gets a chance now. Like Why don't we just make everybody in the playoffs? Because we're taking most of the teams anyways.
Yeah.
There's, 36 teams or something? In the
32, I believe.
Yeah, we're just taking all but, the really shitty
Yeah.
ones.
Well, that's because all these teams still had a realistic chance of making the playoffs.
The Detroit did too.
Sure.
With their
Sure.
25 points that they had.
So, they're picking 2 host cities and like one for each conference, and all the games are going to be played there.
Pittsburgh is one of their options.
Pittsburgh is a host city. I don't see how you have the hotel rooms in Pittsburgh though. I would be.
It's probably going to be that way.
I would be shocked if Pittsburgh.
It's probably going to be like South Florida, Georgia, somewhere down there.
I don't know if they picked any down there.
No, maybe Nashville or something.
But like Chicago is like Vegas. It wouldn't surprise me if the West is Vegas because obviously they have a shitload of hotel rooms out there.
No
Vegas.
fair.
Vegas.
Make it DC then.
But
why don't we just give Washington DC and Vegas just the home ice advantage?
Look it up quick. Look up the possible host cities while I talk. So, what's going to happen is, as we discussed last Friday, the top 4 seeds get a bye through the first round, but they do play. They're going to have a round-robin tournament with each other to get the seedings of the top 4. That's how they're doing it. So, like the team with the highest points isn't guaranteed the number 1 seed. I mean, they have to have them playing games, or else they're going to be fresh, and the other teams could play up to 5 games before that. So they're playing a round-robin tournament with each other to determine the seedings of 1 through 4. The Rangers are kind of in a no-lose situation because they're playing Carolina, and they also get Carolina's first draft pick. So if they beat Carolina, they still get a first-round pick in the draft lottery because the teams that lose in that first play-in round go into the draft lottery. And if they lose to Carolina, they're in the draft lottery. If they beat Carolina, they're in the draft lottery. So they're in a no-lose situation for the lottery. Did you find these possible host cities yet?
No.
It's on. I'm sure it's on NHL.com.
Oh. Here we go. Chicago.
I knew Chicago was one.
Columbus.
Columbus, yes.
Dallas.
Dallas. Well, that's going to be in the West.
Edmonton.
That's going to be in the West.
Vegas.
West.
LA.
West.
Pittsburgh.
East.
Toronto.
East.
Vancouver.
West.
That's it.
That's it.
It says 2 hub cities will be selected with conference occupying 1 hub city for the duration of the playoffs.
That'd be cool if it was in Toronto.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me that they said Toronto and Vancouver.
No, it's going to be Vegas. Out West. It's got to be Vegas.
You have the least chance of getting COVID in Canada.
I don't think it matters. It's going to be Vegas. You have the most hotel rooms in
Nobody
Vegas.
wants Vegas to be home.
Bullcrap. They had already decided supposedly that Vegas was going to host the Stanley Cup Finals. Because think about it. They're allowing all the players have to be in these hotel rooms. Even the players, like let's just say Vegas gets chosen out west. Even the players from Vegas has to stay in a hotel. They have to stay in the team hotel. They can't stay in their homes. All the families are going to be invited. Everybody with the teams are invited. So you're going to need a lot of hotel rooms. Well, what city's got a lot of hotel rooms? Vegas. Vegas. I might even move to Vegas for a month. We're gonna take Phatts TV out on the road to Vegas.
You already told me depending where I go after school.
Yes.
If I go out to LA, you might even move to Vegas.
Well, I was thinking if you go to England, I might move to Vegas to get even further away from you.
I don't see that happening.
You know,
we don't really have internships in England.
So, I was thinking last night when you meet Erica from Barstool, you should pitch the idea of Barstool Europe. Unless if they have one already. You could do Barstool Europe and you could talk about soccer all the time. Because, what do people watch over in Europe? Soccer.
American football.
Sure. They watch soccer.
Barstool
Football.
Europe.
No, see that? You can start Barstool Europe.
I mean, there's Barstool Europe.
You can start Barstool Europe. There you go.
Sure.
There you go. What's wrong with that idea?
Barstool Europe.
Isn't that a great idea?
Sure.
It's a freaking awesome idea. I thought of it. No wonder it's awesome. It's awesome.
Is that how that works?
Yes. What is she doing?
The Meatloaf.
The Meatloaf.
Does she mean...
the Meatloaf is amazing. Yes.
Does she mean the group?
The singer. The Meatloaf. The Meatloaf. You know, speaking of, I actually looked up FC Blaugrana today to see if any of your team stats are still there or not there anymore.
Oh yeah, they graduated.
Well, it would be nice if they have like an archives page. It would be nice.
Yeah, I had no stats.
Then I Googled it, and there's a couple pictures of you there.
There's one of like me, Ethan, and I was like 9.
Yes.
I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Well, the picture on Google is the one that when it was really muddy and rainy down at the lower field, and I said like it looked like you were doing a kick exercise.
I know which one.
If you do have Sea Blue Ground and look at images, you'll see that picture there.
I know what picture you're talking
Yes,
about.
it was a really muddy, rainy day.
That was the one game we played on that field ever.
Yes. Yes. At least you won.
Like 1 or 2 nothing, something like that.
Well, you were up by 2 and they scored like a bad goal late, and then they almost scored again. You won like 2-1 or 3-2.
Oh, I gave up a goal?
Yes, you did.
Yikes.
Yes. Yes, you did. I think it was 3-2. It might have been 2-1 now. But anyway, I digress. So, somebody thinks the Meatloaf is amazing.
Yeah.
I think the Meatloaf is amazing too. You know, Paradise by the Dashboard Light's a pretty cool song. Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. Bat Out of Hell. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. The Meatloaf.
Got it.
The Meatloaf.
Got it.
The Meatloaf. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for dealing with me tonight. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. I had to get a lot of stuff off my chest about Joe and Mika.
That's a lot of chest.
Straps one on. I guarantee you she straps one on.
Oh, you didn't hear that, did you?
I heard it. It's a lot of chest.
A lot of chest there.
I heard it. Don't worry. I heard it. I guarantee you Mika straps one on. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Guarantee it.
Okay. That's gross.
You know, there was this, I forget who it was, that did put in a FOA request for all the documents to that girl's death, a Freedom of Information FOI request, Freedom of Information request. So people might get down to the bottom of what actually happened, but look it up. Look it up, Joe Scarborough's intern. There's a couple interesting articles about the irregularities with that case if you really want to read a story or two. Things that make you go, Right, Mika? Point of personal privilege. That's what she said. Point of personal privilege. All right, I got to think of something to talk about in the next 47 hours. Woo! Are you going to be around Friday, or are you just going to forget?
I'll probably be sitting in my room.
You'll probably forget.
I don't know what I'd be doing to forget.
Oh, by the way, I am convinced that Alexa is watching you. I am absolutely convinced that Alexa, who here has an Alexa? I don't.
Well, do you want me to say what happened?
Yeah, well, I'll lead you into it.
Okay.
I am convinced Alexa is watching you. Go ahead. Say what happened.
I did my laundry.
With my water.
Oh.
And my detergent.
So it takes a ton of... I use so much detergent, let me tell you. I use like that much in the cap and you just spread it. I did 3 loads, actually.
I know.
So I took it upstairs, was folding it, putting it away, and I was just wondering what time it was.
Yep.
And I didn't know where my phone was.
Now, just tell the story. You got to slow down. This is what you like you just kind of blew through the important part of this story.
Blew through the important...
I was folding it and putting it away.
I was putting away my laundry.
Yes.
I was folding it, putting it in my dresser.
Yes.
Cleaning, basically.
Yes.
And I didn't know where my phone was, and I didn't know what time it was because I knew we had to start soon.
Yes.
So I go, Alexa, what time is it? She goes, 7:52.
So 3 minutes before I go live, he's upstairs folding clothes.
And then she'll usually say something else if you ask her a question. And she goes...
But you didn't ask her a question.
No, I just asked her what time it was. And then she said 7:52 p.m. If you would like to know more about cleaning, ask me. I would like to know more about cleaning.
Yes. So I hear this and I yelled up. But after you said, shut up. I heard you say, shut up. But yes, so Alexa thinks he's cleaning because he's putting away laundry. So Alexa is watching you. Now, that's never happened before, has it?
I've asked it the time before, but that's the first time it said something about like what I was doing.
Right. Yeah.
Like that was kind of weird. It's
Yes.
kind of ironic that it mentioned cleaning.
Yes. Alexa is watching you. I'm now convinced. I was pretty convinced before, but now I'm really convinced.
Yeah, there's a reason you don't have one.
There's a reason why I don't have. I'm sure the TV right in front of us is watching us too, because you know you can get the internet on it and stuff. So I'm sure it's watching us. I keep
Read between the lines.
like this computer that we use here for Habit doesn't have it, but my work computer, like you could cover the camera. It's got a sliding thing. I always keep it covered.
My old
Always.
computer, I had a piece of tape over the
Yep.
camera. I don't want to do it on this because it's part of the screen, so I can't do it on this computer. But I would have a piece of tape over it.
Yes.
Because I don't like that.
She calls me and Carl by name.
That's
Interesting.
Mine does not do that. I don't have a program to do
I
that.
would hope Alexa.
It's
doesn't
under
call-
your account, so I'm sure it would actually say Jason.
I hope Alexa doesn't call you Christine or Carl. That would be spooky if it just goes, "Hi Daniel, what's up?" Like that would be cool if I could program it to do
I
that.
think you can.
Like
I think there's probably a game somewhere in there that I can
that'd be pretty
activate.
cool.
And I could just say, "Give me a fart," and it goes.
But I do it, so you don't know that. It's
What if I'm
coming.
just laying there like on my phone? Hi, Daniel. I think I'd throw something at my Alexa, or I'd throw it out the window.
It's watching you. I'm convinced.
Hey, things actually that was expensive. It was like $100.
Didn't I buy it?
Yeah, you bought it for me for Christmas like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I use it,
Alexa
sort of.
watching.
I use it as an alarm clock.
You do.
You bought a $100 alarm clock, basically.
You do.
And
It's
I
kinda
asked,
loud.
well, it's on volume 10 right now.
I play music sometimes on it.
Yeah, to scare me.
I can control it.
I used it more at school.
You did.
I play music when I was like just studying or anything.
When I used to go up somebody's house, I would ask it questions. I would.
I always asked it, does it work for the government? And it says, no, I work for Amazon. I'm like, uh-huh. I do ask it if it works for the government or like the FBI. And
I'm sure it does. It's watching you. No doubt in my mind it's watching you.
there's something you could ask it, like if it works for the government, and it won't answer. It'll just turn off. And it won't say, no, I work for Amazon. It just turns off.
Oh, interesting.
And it's like, oh.
Get our exit music ready.
It's been ready.
Well, your computer's not on.
Now it is.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching us. I want to leave you with the image of Mika with a strap on. Bang it, Joe. Without lubrication. That would hurt. That would really hurt.
That's disgusting.
That would hurt.
That is...
You deserve it, Joe. You look like a Stepford ass.
Oh?
Well, he does. He looks like a Stepford asshole.
Okay.
He looked like it when he was in Congress. Like you know it all. You're a Stepford ass. You fit right in at MSNBC, let me tell you that. Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Is there anything going on Thursday? They want rain tomorrow.
They want rain tomorrow and Friday.
Thunderstorms. I think I'm going to drive into work tomorrow. I got to get some stuff. And I really need to go shopping at Walmart. So.
What do you... Oh, yeah, I need chicken sauce. Actually, I have so much Chick-fil-A sauce in the house. I have to have like 15 things of Chick-fil-A sauce sitting around now.
Okay. All right. We will see you Friday if he remembers that we have a show. See ya.